Welcome everybody to another business Q&A while we play League of Legends. Super excited for another day. Happy Thursday. I have my usual co-host Rishi Cup TV. Rishi, welcome back.
Hey, happy Thursday, everybody. Believe Nation.
I've got
Cup of love, you guys.
I love it. I've got J-Rise as usual in the house. Oh, I gotta invite. And Trainer 6 is back. Wants to play. These guys carried me pretty hard yesterday, so I'm excited to have them back, and hopefully I can contribute something.
Evan, they were the wind beneath your wings yesterday.
They really were. Nobody could see it because the screen was frozen, but these guys carried me hard. I'm gonna write in the chat there. Carry me hard again today, guys, please. All right, Rishi, what is in the cup?
Okay, today we got a cup of Café Bustelo.
What? Cafe what?
Café Bustelo.
All right, Bustelo.
So, café con leche. Have you ever had a café con leche, Evan?
Yeah.
So it's café con leche basically, and Bustelo is like the kind of main brand that you can make café con leche at home. So.
All right. I'm feeling it.
Getting my Spanish coffee on, and today I have a cup of excitement.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, I feel a cup of excitement and anticipation for what is to come. I don't know what is to come, but I'm feeling the excitement for what is to come today.
I like it. I like it. That's pretty good. I got my 5 glasses of stuff in front of me as usual. Got coffee, water.
Is it?
Yeah.
One for each live stream today?
Yeah, maybe. I may need it. I got coffee that Alex brought me. Got water, tea, vitamin water from Nina. I better drink that first, or she's gonna get upset. And my protein stuff. So
amazing.
I'm ready to go. Let's get some shout outs before getting started. We got Zeno back in the Twitch channel. He wants to start another win streak. I agree, that'd be amazing. Although we kind of started another win streak. You guys didn't see it, but Trainer 6 and J-Rise carried me to a win streak yesterday. So I love it. I love it. Well,
awesome.
What are we gonna lead off with? What's our first question?
Okay, first question comes today from Jennifer. And Jennifer says, at the moment, I would kindly ask you to advise me on the type of business I should begin in terms of a plan. That's it.
Okay.
So when I first got this question, I was like, oh, Jennifer, I want to know more. You know, you have this opportunity to ask Evan for some valuable feedback, and you want to know, advice for your business and a plan for your business, but, we don't know anything about you. We don't know what you're passionate about. We don't know how you want to add value to the world. But I think at least what I can tell you is that's where you need to start. Maybe you didn't include that information because maybe you don't know what it is that you want to do, and maybe that's the whole reason for your question. So I would say start by scratching your own itch. I think one of the best ways to think about what business do you want to start is to scratch your own itch. What is a problem in your own life that you wish was solved? What is something that you wish someone was providing through a business right now that you would pay money for to get? And I think, you may not be ready to start today, but at least starting to get in touch with the itch that you want to scratch and what do you see missing in the world? What needs to be contributed? Because you can begin to be that person to contribute it.
I love it. I have a couple thoughts here. First off, Zeno's giving us a hard time on the Twitch live stream, saying that one win doesn't count as a streak. So apparently we haven't started a new win streak yet. Zeno's being rough on us, so we'll see if we can.
Wow.
I know. Zeno, you're all grateful earlier on today. No, it's all good. I like the push. Two, Rishi, I'd also acknowledge, what you add to the. Oh, I gotta say yes to this. I don't want to get kicked off. I want to acknowledge what you bring to the channel too. It's not just the opportunity to ask me a question. It's both of us. And I'm thinking back to the comment yesterday that on the YouTube channel, somebody said that you're inspiring, that your channel inspires them. So don't discount you there. I'm mid. I'm mid here. So you want me to play Timo? What do you think? Should I do Timo, guys? Timo mid?
I think let's have someone else I know yesterday. I told you.
J-Raz is hovering Heimer, so it means I'm gonna. I can Timo. It'll be fine. I'll Timo. And then in terms of answering the question, I think the worst thing that we could do is tell you what specific business to start. Gaming is huge, so go be a gamer. Well, maybe you don't like gaming. Maybe that's not your thing. And the worst thing you can do is hop into an industry just because it's hot. J-Rise is messaging me. You want Heimer? All Timo. Thanks. The Timo main is happening. So to Rishi's point about figuring out what you love, you got to understand that you can make money in any industry. And you're going to make money by being able to help that industry, by providing value in that industry. So what is it that is missing? What is it that you love? How have you helped, to Rishi's point, scratch your own itch? Or how have you helped other people in the past? All of that is highly relevant and important because it will help make you do something that you value. And so I'll be looking at a list of the things that you have solved for yourself recently. What are some problems that you've solved for yourself? How have you overcome them? This is something that, you wake up and what do you think about? And then don't worry about it being the perfect plan. Don't worry about it having to be amazing from the start because it probably won't. And that perfectionism holds people back from starting. Where what you want to do is take a lot of little tests. Like this stream is a little test, Will it become some big thing? Maybe. It hasn't flamed out, which is good. My morning gratitude stream on my YouTube channel that started this week, I wanted to do it. I said, this is an interesting idea. I think it can help people. So let's give it a shot. And that seems to be working out well. We'll see what happens if I continue it next week. And it's a combination of what is adding value? Are people coming back and are they sharing? Are they enjoying? And am I enjoying it too? Do I want to keep doing it? Do I get satisfaction from it? And so I don't know where it's all going to go. I have a general plan, but I don't know how it's all going to work out. I don't know what my business is going to look like in 5 years. And some people are so attached to having the perfect plan that they never get started. And worrying about taking the perfect first step. And there is no perfect first step except for starting. So in looking at what you love, what problems you've solved, where your passions are, all you need to do is figure out a way that you can combine those in a way that helps other people. If you can do that, if you can add value to their lives, and you can continue to innovate, continue to add new things in, that's where your business is going to come from. That's where your success is going to come from. That's where you should focus on, even if it doesn't make the most logical, practical sense in the immediate future.
So awesome.
That's what I got.
A couple things in the chat. Looks like both Rise and I thought there was a tweetable moment.
Oh, all
for
right.
EC. You can make money in any industry. And also, Trainer 6 said for a startup business, to learn local SEO is a simple way to learn about the web and you can get results. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, SEO is definitely going to be a huge part of anyone who's doing any kind of online publishing. And I think that's just as important to be aware of that as well. Evan, you have anything on that?
It just depends on the business. If you have a local company, SEO is important. For Toronto Dance Salsa, local SEO is important. For my YouTube channel, local SEO isn't as important. SEO is important, but not so much local. So it depends on the business and depends on your own. Like, if you are not a technical person, you don't enjoy sitting in front of a computer, you want to go, so give them good luck, have fun, all. You want to, be out talking to people. That's where you get your energy. Then forcing yourself to do that will not be. You'll never be great at it. Like, you'll get mediocre at best. If you love playing, like, if your thing is baseball, don't go play hockey. Just because people tell you that you should play hockey. You got to do the thing that you love.
Nice. I see you standing there alone in the game. Unless I'm on a lag, that's what I see you standing in the middle.
I'm alone. I'm alone. I'm invisible. Timo, when you stand still, he goes invisible.
I love that.
Yeah, pretty ninja. I like the ninja. I don't know why I keep getting mad. Again, guys, it's the hardest. Like, it's the least available role, and I almost never get it. So, whatever. Here we go. Let's get some leaning fun happening.
Okay. Next question comes from Sudhir. And Sudhir he says, I'm about to start a teacher recruitment company. Can you help me in getting some video resources, or can you suggest any books for teacher recruitment? All right. Well, Sudhir, I personally don't know of some books or videos. I'm sure absolutely that once you do a search on YouTube, you will find plenty of videos. I would look specifically into Carney, Sando and Associates, which I know I think it's the most successful global faculty, teacher, administrative recruitment for specifically independent schools, at least. It's only for independent schools. They might be a great resource for you just to start either modeling success. We talk a lot about on the channel modeling success. And so if you want to model a successful teacher recruitment company, I would start with Carney, Sando and Associates. There's definitely others as well. That's the one I'm more familiar with. But yeah, I mean, research will go a long way to find some books and videos, but I personally don't have any to give you at this point.
I just died, so that's not a great start.
Oh.
But J-Rye's got a kill or an assist up top, so that's definitely quality. This guy's good. This guy's better than me, so this is gonna be a fun show. I gotta play safe. Well, weren't you also a teacher, Rishi? Did I get that wrong?
Exactly. I'm actually, that's who I used when I was being recruited, when I was in education. And so I know a little bit about particularly like recruiters in the independent school system. So I just know that they kind of dominate in terms of the industry for independent schools. So I've only had nothing but a great experience with them, and I think they're a great place to start. I mean, I don't know where this guy's located, but they're global. So even if he's not ready to start a business, another thing we've talked about is going to work for someone who is already in the business. So might be a great place to tap into career opportunities as well.
I love it. One of our players disconnected, so we're playing 4 against 5, which is never.
Dang it!
Yeah.
That happened yesterday, right?
Yeah, it did happen in the first game. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of companies to model. I would also look at just non-teacher recruitment. Like, teacher recruitment maybe is pretty niche, but a lot of the lessons from regular recruiting businesses you can apply to the teacher recruitment industry as well. I don't know if you're doing teachers, like, so usually with recruitment firms, there's high-end ones, and there's like executive recruitment centers, and there's just regular, you can go all the way down to just like temp workers. Uh-oh, I'm in a fight. Oh, I actually won that fight. That's pretty exciting. So with, like, I don't know what the average salary is. I'm assuming it's probably not that high if you're going after regular teachers. It's not the executive teacher model. So you can look at some of the smaller teacher or smaller recruitment firms and see. I would be looking at other famous entrepreneurs too that you look up to, and there's probably not going to be a fantastic how-to manual for running a successful teacher recruitment firm, right? And that was the challenge that I faced when I was starting my business. You know, it was a biotech software company. It was a relatively new industry. There weren't a lot of biotech software companies out there that were having big success. There wasn't a model to follow. Oh, I got a kill! That guy got pretty aggressive. I'm pretty happy about that. That's a good kill.
Nice.
Good job. I'm grateful for my first kill. Oh, I died! No! Out of nowhere. Yeah, it's one of those games.
Gotta run.
Yeah. So what I did that I found really helpful is realize, listen, you know, so nobody's done this in the industry. Like, there were a few big companies, but not a lot of info on it. But I'm not the first guy to try to sell software before. And that's where I looked up at Bill Gates, and I looked at Microsoft, and I looked at McAfee, and I looked at Intuit, and I looked at how they got started, 0 to 1, and what I could learn from that. And I found that insanely helpful. And so the challenge may be that, hey, look, there's no manual for how to run a teacher recruitment firm, but they're like, it has been done in other industries before, and you can learn from other recruitment agencies as well as just other successful entrepreneurs. Like, I don't know who we've got scheduled on the channel tonight, but you can pull something from each successful entrepreneur. Anybody who's had success, even if they're not an entrepreneur, if they're an actor or an athlete or a singer. That's what I try to do on the channel, is to be able to provide knowledge to everyone that is applicable regardless of what industry you're in. So yeah, that's what I would do.
Awesome. All right, you look like you're dominating. I'm going to just keep it moving.
I am not dominating. Our team is losing. And I personally am losing too. But it's okay.
Okay.
We're trying.
Okay. All right.
We're coming.
Okay.
We're trying to do it.
Interesting. There is an interesting point in the chat about, to your last point, just really quickly, how you were telling the previous person about, you know, you're gonna find success when you do what it is that you love.
Yeah.
And there was an interesting example of how this particular basketball player, I don't know, is it Iverson?
Sure. Yeah.
all the basketball fans are going to be hating on me.
Oh no, Iverson, yeah.
And how he was a football player, but his mom forced him to go into basketball. And hey, now he's about to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So it's just interesting how even some people take maybe an unplanned path and they somehow find success. Do you have any comments on that kind of phenomenon?
Sure, and it would still be something that, like, Allen Iverson. Oh, nice, we got a kill. Allen Iverson dominated. He was one of the most dominating players when he was still in the league, and he's a little dude. He's not like, he may not have all the natural born, you know, things that you need for a basketball player. He's not your prototypical, like, 7-foot center who all you have to do is be big. You know, he had to hustle a lot, and the only way you do it, like, he had to have, maybe in the early days, his mom said, go be a basketball player instead of football. But he had to continue that. Like, there's some point in his life where he's not just living his mom's life anymore, and he's off doing what he feels is right and that he loves. Like, if he did not love basketball, he would have quit. And go listen to his speech. He's not going to get up there and say, yeah, you know, basketball's just okay. You know, I don't really love it that much, right? So, you know, it's okay for interests to change. It happens, right? Like, what you like when you're a kid doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna still like it later on. We evolve as people. That's fine. But somewhere, I mean, I don't know Allen Iverson's story, but I saw that guy work his face off when he was playing, and that only happens when you love what you're doing.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, listen to
Absolutely.
his speech. I think he was already inducted, and his speech was trending. And I haven't seen it, but listen to his speech. It's not going to be talking about how great football was all the time, and how he regrets his mom telling him to go do it, and how much he hates basketball.
Oh my gosh, I just Googled him and I love this guy.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just remembered who he is now. Go on, I'm sorry.
Why do you love him?
I saw him speak at, it was on Facebook. I don't know if it was his inductment speech, but he was like acknowledging every single one of his children.
Okay.
And like, you could tell he had just as strong value for his family as he did for his career, and that he was just grateful for his, it was just, I don't know, it made me actually cry watching him. So that was pretty interesting.
Probably it, because he's not really known as a speaker, at least as far as I know. So. But yeah, but don't take that. So his mom said to do something, and he did it, and he ended up liking it, and he ended up being really good at it. Don't think that that's the exception. You know, don't think that that's the norm. It is an exception. You know, if you think that your mom is going to be able to tell you exactly what you need to do for the rest of your life, and knows you inside out and all the career path you should take, you know, sorry to your mom, but she's wrong. You have to figure out your own path. Like, nobody can tell you what you should be doing. The best people can guide you, whether that's a mentor, a coach, you know, a priest, you know, a friend. Nobody should tell you exactly what you should be doing, but they can guide you. They can help you figure out your path, because all that person sees is your life through their eyes. And I'm happy it worked out for him, but don't go. It's easy to take one example and say, oh, it worked out for him, and then say that this is what it's going to be for everybody.
Yep, that's great advice. All right. Next question comes from Kayati Joshi.
All right.
And he says, respected sir.
All right.
I thought of doing, yeah.
Respected sir. Come on, guys. Let's get in on the... Let's up the professionalism on the questions here.
Evan be commanding that respect. Okay. I thought of doing social entrepreneurship. So I wanted to know how it would be helpful for me. What are the opportunities I may get in that? Please help me. Cool. So sounds like Kiyati Joshi is really wanting to make a difference. You know, when anyone's feeling like they want to have that social consciousness and want to make an impact for the good, that's a great thing. I still think, though, that you can't go at it, you know, just thinking like, what opportunities should I go try to find? I think you have to start with yourself and what's your values and who are the people that you want to help and who are the people you want to serve. And then once you are really kind of clear, like yesterday we had a call from the guy who wanted to change the world and become vegan.
Mm-hmm.
So he knew exactly how he wants to make a difference. He wanted to save the animals, and he was really passionate about it. So I don't think you can put the cart before the horse. I think you have to know what it is that you want to do to change the world in a socially conscious way, and then from there, as you go after opportunities, as you kind of own the cause that you want to be a part of. So I wish we knew more, Kati Joshi, about your passions and the kind of cause that you would want to be a part of.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel there's a cultural. I want to understand the culture a little bit better. Like, obviously, writing to me and say "esteemed sir" or whatever. So, a couple things. One, I would say that, like, any business should serve a social good, and not just be for profit. You need to be helping people in a process, whatever that is, and that should make you feel good, right? Like, you can do both. It's not one or the other. You don't have to just do. Oh, there's a big fight happening. Did I get a kill? Yes, I got a kill. That's very sad. My team died though. Yeah, I believe every business should have a social angle to it. Because you're helping people. Doesn't mean you're like giving. You don't have to give a lot away or start a charity or anything. You're just, by the nature of what your business does, you're helping people out. I think of even Starbucks, and they just started a new web series. I don't know if you saw it, where it's I forget what it's called, uprising, uplifting, something like that, where it's only showing positive messages, only showing what ordinary people are doing to try to make a powerful difference. And I'm excited to watch. And Howard Schultz is someone I've always respected, and he's behind me on the wall. So he's a guy that I respect because he's built the business through values. And sometimes you see the values, and sometimes you just want a cup of Starbucks because they do a good job branding themselves, or you just love the taste of their coffee. But being able to do good and do business at the same time is important. It's actually going to be the topic of our next Stephen Kelly hangout, is doing good and being in business. And so I'm super excited to talk about it. And so really just, again, you could do it in any industry. You could help in any industry. Here I am doing gaming with Rishi, helping answer entrepreneur questions. And what some people may consider a waste of time in looking at previous comments and the biases and judgments against people who play video games. I'm trying to add my own spin on it. I'm trying to do my own take. I'm trying to help the way that I can help. Hopefully it's received. And if not, then the market tells me that. And it doesn't work, and then it's something, do I want to just keep doing it because I just absolutely love it? Like, part of what I love doing is having an impact. So if the work I'm doing isn't having an impact, I'm not as motivated anymore. I don't want to keep doing as much because I recognize my time is limited, and I want to use it in ways that touches people. So what opportunities are there? The opportunities are for you to have like, I know he's asking it in the general sense, but to have a big impact, to have your life mean something to others, to leave the world a better place than how you found it. That's what I see as the potential impact that you can have, and it's totally worth doing. So it's just finding where your talents and interests and passion all kind of line up to make something that somebody else can't do.
Love it.
That's what I got.
Shout out to Optosource Book
All right.
in the chat, and I know who that is. I think I know who that is. That's anyway. I don't want to. So I'm
still waiting for Damasta. Who's Damasta? I'm still waiting on that. Can't believe we're not letting Damasta out of the box.
Damasta man. All right.
I want to give a shout out to Trainer 6, who's
nice.
trying to prop everybody up in our group. Who's saying this is going to be a harder game than I think, but we can win. So I love it. I love it, Trainer 6. I'm doing my best to try to help out.
Fabulous. All right. Next question comes from Catherine. Catherine wants to know if you recommend books for anyone who's starting their first business. She's a photographer, and she is seeing a little profit and steady work coming in, but she's not sure how to get to the next level. So do you have any books that you can recommend?
Did you say photography business?
Yeah, she's a photographer.
Got it.
So first thing is that I definitely have to recommend Evan's video. It's a great video. In fact, I think it's one of the first, I think it might be the first video, Evan, that I watched on your channel. I found you on Daryl Eads' channel. You guys were doing a hangout, and then I immediately went to your channel, and I think this was my first video. It's called 7 Must-Read Books. And so definitely watch that video, Catherine. Not only is it super valuable, but you get to see Evan speed read, which was, I think, why I subscribed.
What? You get to see me speed read?
I saw you speed read on that video.
I
don't know if you remember my comment. That was just funny. Anyway, it's a great video.
Oh, you know, I think it was B-roll. Like you just see me. I'm talking about the book, and you just see me in the background or something, right?
Yeah, and you're like scanning the book like a speed reader.
Okay, yeah.
So that is a great place, I think, for books. But in terms of a book that's specifically toward starting your first business, Evan might have a better reference. I just would say to you, Catherine, that any resource that's going to help you, hey, I'm actually, start with Evan's one word. What am I thinking? There's your book, Catherine. You've got to get your one word. And here's why. Because this photographer industry is inundated. Like, I guess any industry. But I mean, here in Nashville, if you see how many photographers there are, and one of the things that I notice when I see all the photographers is that they all kind of, there's like the same way that you see people brand themselves. And you truly cannot tell one from the other. I mean, you can tell that people know what they're doing, and you can tell that people are exceptionally talented, but I can't say that I remember seeing a brand that like really stuck out to me where I would know why one is any different from another.
Right.
And so the book, Your One Word, is perfect because it talks all about, I don't want to say what the book says, but it helps you tap into who you are and how your business is on purpose. And so differentiating your business from someone else's is going to be super important. I think that Your One Word is the perfect place to start for that. So yeah, differentiate your photography business from everyone else.
All right. Well, I always appreciate the Your one word love there. I do actually agree. Like in any competitive business, you want to compete on values. You want to compete on what you stand for. And most people don't even know what that is. So that's the point of the book. I think it'll help. While that was happening, I died again, but our fifth player came back. So we're now 5v5. He's way behind, but at least we're not fighting a 4 against 5 thing here. So that's pretty exciting. Photography, books. Couple things that come to mind. One, later on this afternoon, I have, whoa, I'm being attacked here. I gotta focus. Later on this afternoon, I have a hangout with Chase Jarvis. He founded Creative Live, and he's one of the most successful photographers in the world. So there might be some questions that we can ask him. There's a new series that I started on my YouTube channel called Making It, where we look at successful people in different industries. The first one was making it as a musician, but we might do another one. Well, we're going to do more. Just what is the next one? Is it actor? Is it photographer? So if you're on the channel, you can leave your request there for making it as a photographer, and hopefully we can get some advice there too for you. I think at the end of the day, you need to find what your niche is. You know, like I think you got to combine it with another passion that you have. If you love basketball, you know, be the photographer for basketball. Or if you love, like so many people just fall into the typical categories. I'm a wedding photographer, or I'm a corporate headshot photographer, or you know, whatever it is, and it ends up being super boring, and it's not what you actually want to do, and you're competing against a lot of people. And so what is the niche that you can carve out for yourself that really gets you excited, that really means something to you, and you combine that with your value, your one word, you're going to be way, way, way ahead of the game. And I'm excited for you.
That's cool. Oh, that hangout sounds exciting today too. So
I'm really pumped about all the. I mean, it's a lot happening today, but I'm really pumped about them all.
Wow. Okay. Game's looking good there.
Yeah, we're getting better. We're getting better. I brought their entire team to chase me, so it means my team can hopefully do some damage while I'm running. But yeah, going well.
Next question comes from Caxon. Caxon says, I want to add value to people's lives when it comes to their financial wellness. I've been having a vision on how to start teaching people about the insurance policies for their financial wellness, but I don't know how I can start to build momentum in doing this. So wants to help people with financial wellness and wants to start teaching people about insurance policies. Yeah, how to start building momentum. I think any opportunity to, I know that one thing I know about Caxton that he included in his comment is that he already works for a financial, I don't think it was a bank, but he worked for some kind of financial institution. And how about asking if you can just start teaching, offering a class for people right where you are and seeing what can come of that. You could start a YouTube channel. I know that may not be what you're thinking about doing, Caxton, but that's just a great way to start adding value to people's lives right now without having to get anybody else's permission. Yeah, there's just tons of ways that you could do that. I think asking your neighbors and your friends, what would you need help on in this particular area of insurance policies? Maybe starting a Facebook page and just kind of using it as a way to research what people need and what they're looking for. So I don't know, those are just a few ideas.
Yeah, I love it. I love the mission. What I would love to see is the why behind it too. Like, why is this so important to you? What happened to you growing up that, for most people it's a boring subject, right? Like, nobody wants to talk about insurance. It's super boring. It's one of those things that people do because they kind of have to, but nobody actually really enjoys it. So, why do you enjoy it? What is so great about it that you need to go out and teach people about it? What happened in your life? Is it like you were in a bad situation, or your parents growing up, or what? Like, there's a reason why this is so important. So I want to know. I want that communicated to me, so that I'm connected to you better. So that'd be my first starting point. Then I'd be looking at how can I use my skills to help educate. If you're just looking for speed, the fastest way to do it is through partnerships and alliances. So who can you connect with? Who already has your target audience? Who is already selling related stuff? And how can you partner up with them? How can you put on a seminar or webinar for their clients and help kind of explain what you're all about and provide value? Do you want to be a speaker? Do you want to have a YouTube channel? Do you want to be in the press? Lots of different ways to go about it. It's really what's the best combination of your talents. If you're just looking for speed, though, the fastest way is the alliance partnerships. The other stuff has to be a labor of love. Like, we've talked about YouTube a lot. It can definitely help, but it's also not a fast thing. It's like a lot of work has to go into making your channel successful. It doesn't just happen anywhere near overnight. So if you're going to do it, then you got to figure out, like, you're going to be committed to it because you like the process of making the videos too. So I think the storytelling part, the why, is super relevant and helpful regardless of the path you choose. Like, if you're going to start a YouTube channel, then I need to know the why on the channel, on the video. If you're going to be a speaker, I need to know the why in your story. If you're going to do, alliance partnerships, then when you go and have that meeting, when you're going to talk about it, then you need to, again, have the story. So the story is helpful in all those situations. And then just the second part of how you go out and execute, it's what path means the most to you. What's most exciting and interesting? Where do you want to learn? Where do you want to apply yourself? There's no right way. There's just lots of different ways.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything, Evan, that you would want in terms of, if someone were to say to you, Evan, what are your insurance policy needs? Is there any particular value that you'd particularly be looking for personally in terms of that you don't see out there already, or that you think maybe entrepreneurs in particular are vulnerable to, or anything like that?
That's a great question. I'm probably typical entrepreneur. Like, I'm so focused on going forward that I don't really think about protecting what's behind me. But with all of, like, so, I recently took over Toronto Dance Salsa. I had to get insurance, right? Like, it's just part of the business. You need to have insurance. I like working with people who really love their craft. So, recognizing that I need to have a broker, I would want to find the guy or girl who loves what they're doing, who has a passion, energy, who, like, lives, breathes, eats, sleeps insurance, and has values that I respect and look forward to connecting with. And as an example, something kind of similar, there's an entrepreneur friend of mine named Ed who he hosts my website, and he does data backup. And this man is obsessed with backup. Like, I don't know, he's obsessed with backups. Everything has to be backed up properly. I've never met a man so in love with backups in my life. I just died, which is not great. But I never want to be a backup expert. That topic is so boring to me, so not interesting to me, that I would love to just give it to Ed to run with. And I'm confident that if anything ever happens to my files, it's backed up because Ed is on the case. And so for the roles that I have zero interest in, like backup, like legal, like insurance, like actually a lot of operations, I want people who take just massive pride in their work, and we share the same values with, and so a lot of that comes out of the story too, explaining why you're doing it. So that's what I would look for. I want the person who loves insurance, who just is bat crazy about insurance to the point where obviously looking out for my own best interest, right? The interests of their clients, but yeah. I don't know that there's a particular insurance need. It's one of those things like I trust the people around me. They tell me I need something. I believe them, and whatever that works out to, then that's what I go and do. Just kind of like unnecessary evil than being proactively excited about insurance. I don't know that you can get me excited about insurance. It's just not something I'm excited by. Woo, I'm under attack, but I made it out. What about you, Rishi? I don't know. What are you trying to? What would you want to see from insurance?
I'm like you, Evan. I'm like, oh, just give that to somebody else. And it would draw me if I just had someone who was really excited about and cared for. They cared for my insurance needs like it was their own. Knowing that someone cares is always the biggest draw for me. So if you're friendly and kind, and I feel like you really, really care about my affairs, my business affairs, then I'm gonna probably go to you before I go to anyone else, just because of that, friendly, warm interaction. So that goes a long way for me.
I love it. Well, I died again, but my team is hopefully cleaning up here. We'll see what happens. J-Rise is on the attack.
That's, looks intense. Getting intense over there.
It's pretty intense. I have 8 kills and 6 deaths. That's a lot of deaths for me. I don't usually die that often, so it'll be, it's good. Here we go.
All right. I have a question actually from Optosource Book, which
Optosource Book. I think that's Sherry. Is that Sherry?
Yes, good. I was just about to say she's okay letting us reveal her, and I said Evan's gonna know that's Sherry.
Yeah. Cool. Well, welcome to Twitch, Sherry.
Yeah. So she has a question, and it's kind of exciting. She says, great. Now I've lost it in the chat. I found my one word after changing my mind so many times.
Okay.
And it's create.
Oh, okay. I like it.
He says, what do you think? For business, I have created a solution for saving time looking for products. At home, I create, period. I create a lot. Many passions, volunteering at the park. I help create a safe place in the woods for all. So sounds like creative is in every area of what she does. And I like that word. I think it's a great word. Of course, I know that, your one word has to be something that just resonates with you. It's really nothing that anybody can say, yes, that's it, that's the one. But I do think that you are on the money when you can see how the word, it works in every context and kind of it can be your work, it could be what you do with your family, it could be what you do, it's who you are. So everywhere you are, that word is expressing what you're, who you are and what you're doing in any place that you go. So if you feel like it works with everything you do, I think that's at least a good sign.
100%. Hopefully what it allows you to do is then look at what else is going on in your life and what might be out of sync with that create. But in terms of identifying your one word, really what you want to start by thinking of is what connects all the things in your life. So it's great that you've already started thinking about that. Next is going to, is this something that you've always been? Because this isn't just like, hey, my word for the year is create, or my word for the week is create, or something. It's like it's who you've always been and always will be. It's the constant in your life. And so is that the case? And if it is, that's great. If it's not, you may need to do some extra thinking and maybe create as a sub word or sublet of what your real one word is. And then if you found it, then it's looking at what areas of your life are incongruent with create. Like, are you creating enough in your business? Are you creating enough in your personal life? Is creative something that is being expressed through everything that you're doing? If I go to your website, will I feel create? Are you attracting people who appreciate creativity? Right? If I look at even the name, Optosource Book, doesn't inspire me for creativity, but again, that's it's me. It's one man's opinion. And I ended up having to rebrand and change my whole business around Believe, which that's when things started to really take off for me, by the way. That's when I started to see real momentum in my company. And it started with the frustration that I wasn't getting as far as I thought I should get. So we can't judge your one word. Nobody can tell you what your one word should be or if it's a good word or bad. Does it allow it to be the lens through which you see the world? Like, if you're going to make critical decisions in your life, can you look to the word create and say no to a tough decision because it doesn't let you create something? If you're at that point, then that's the right word for you. And it can take time. Like, again, for me, it took me a long time to figure out what mine was. Some people get it right away, but that wasn't the case for me. So it's exciting. Even the thought process, like, you're already further ahead than you were before, and so I love it.
Yeah. All right. Got some water battle going on right now.
Water battle? I don't know what that means.
Well, according to me, you're in a pond. According to what I see, at least.
Oh,
now,
yeah. Yeah, we were fighting. That's in the river. There's a dragon there that if you kill the dragon, it makes you extra powerful. So there's always these fights that occur around the dragon because both teams want it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Next question then?
Yep.
Great. Sophie, she's 21 years old and she's an officer in the Israeli military.
All right.
And I absolutely hate it. I hate the lack of freedom, the locked in cage feeling. But I signed for the next year, and this is my parents' dream for me. What should I do? Keep going and finish this year for my parents, or just leave it and start looking for my passion instead? And do you think I'm a weak person if I if I do so, I guess, meaning if she decides to just stay and do what her parents want and stay in the military even though she doesn't want to, do you think I'm a weak person? So, wow. You know, I had some amazing friends. When I was in high school, I was a part of this production group of kids that were brought into Moscow, Russia for this art production. And so all the kids that were brought in, there was like 3 or 4 from every country. And so that was the first time I met other kids my age that were Israeli, and they told me, you know, yeah, we have to do military service. And I remember my mind just being completely blown, because it was such a foreign concept that as a young person you would have to be in the military. So I remember being struck by that, because obviously in America we don't have that reality of, you know, that's just not our reality. So it's interesting to me always to hear the experiences of young people in different countries and kind of what it is they're dealing with, and maybe interesting in the conversation of entrepreneurship as well, just like where you're from, how does that influence just your experience. And I don't know if I even feel at liberty to say not to continue in the military or not, because it just feels so, for me, I don't know, it's like, it's so far from my experience, like I don't even feel like I have I don't feel like I have the right to say what to do or not to do. And maybe I'm just taking it too deeply, but I just feel like, hey, I also feel like service for your country there's like something very much that is powerful about all of that. So I don't know what to say about whether you should just take off and leave, but what I can say is you're not a weak person if you do decide to stay. No, I don't believe you're a weak person. I think that just the fact that you are thinking these thoughts about your future and you are continuing to dream in a situation that you feel like you have no options, like those are signs of strength. That's a sign of someone who has something in them that is beyond their circumstances. And I think it's just a matter of time before that strength in you is gonna come out. And so no, you're not a weak person. And whatever you decide to do, you were not limited to start thinking about what it is that you do want to do, and in small ways every single day taking steps toward that. Did you die?
Yes, I did
Evan?
die. Yeah.
Oh.
It's okay. We're coming back. We're actually winning, which is great.
Oh, yes. Okay. So yeah, that's just kind of what I think the main thing that I would want Sophie to know is that you're not weak, and even if you stay or if you leave, you can do something every single day toward the life that you do want.
I love it. I think the most courageous thing you can do is bet on yourself. I think I think the weak thing is doing what other people tell you to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you feel like it's not for you, then you owe it to yourself to go out and try to do something different. You know, at some point in everybody's life, you need to figure out when you're going to start living the life that you want to live. Whether you discover that early on in your life, or whether you don't figure that out until much later, how far are you willing to go just to make other people happy and not yourself? I feel it's important that you know, maybe another way to think about it is through the lens of regret that we've talked about before.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to regret staying in the military? Are you going to regret not taking this chance to go and bet on yourself? Or is that going to be a big regret for you? Because if you will, then you have to go and do something different. You have to go and try something new. I would love for everybody to get into the habit of getting used to, if you want something, then go out and try it, and to stop living to other people's expectations. Like, even this, like, you're looking for our validation in that what you're doing is right and not weak, and really the only person that you should impress is yourself. J-Rise is calling me. I went on that rant and he wants me to go do Baron. So okay, I'm here, guys. Sorry, I was feeling love for this question. You know, I'd like to think that the people in my life would support me no matter what I do. But if they don't and I still want to do it, I'm not seeking their approval. I'd love to have it, but I don't need to have their approval for me to go off and do the thing that I want to do. And I think it's a key difference. And I think as a parent, it's something that I'm trying to, you know, bring down to the next generation too. Is that I don't want, like, if Hayden wants to be a YouTuber, that's awesome. If he doesn't, that's awesome. You know? Like, I love baseball, right? Baseball for me growing up was a huge thing. You know, Hayden wanted to go to baseball camp. We got him all the gear. As a father, I'm like massively, you know, prideful and went to coach the team and all that stuff. And then the next year he's like, I don't want to do baseball this year. And does it hurt? Of course. It's like, what? Baseball? It was so good, and or it was coaching, and you know. But for me to put my childhood, you know, dreams and aspirations and what I really enjoyed and put that on him isn't right. It's not right. It's not the thing to do. And so now he's going swimming, you know, and I have a pool in my condo and I help him swim, and that's fun too. But I think it's a big problem for a lot of people where they're just constantly having other people's expectations put on them, and it's not. At some point, you need to figure out whether you're going to live your life or someone else's version of your life, and hopefully you discover that sooner than later.
Yeah, we got a comment from Damasta saying, "Haha, sounds like my son, Evan."
Yeah, and I get it, and especially in different cultures too. You know, some cultures are much more traditional, and saying no is a lot harder, and you're supposed to respect your you know, your parents. You're supposed to respect the older generation. I get it. But at some point, you may need to say, listen, that my culture doesn't work for me 100% of the time. I need to go out and do my thing. And that's courage. The weak thing to do is to not admit who you are and not follow what you're interested in, at least in my opinion. So that's what I think.
Awesome. And can you just remind me real quickly that great story of the Sony CEO? Because he like, that's about as much of a cultural having to go against culture, right?
Sure. Yeah, Akio Morita, the founder of Sony, was 11 generations of sake brewers in Japan. And I guess we're not doing the dragon. And just, Japanese culture is, one of the most traditional cultures in the world. And he was expected as the oldest son to go in and have to take over the business. And he decided that he didn't want to take over the business, and instead he would go start a startup company, where in Japan, having a startup business is not done a lot. The startup culture isn't there because it's too risky. It's a very conservative culture. But he said that he wanted to go and do it, and I'm not going to go into the family business. And his parents were disappointed. 11 generations of legacy.
Sheesh.
That's a lot of pressure, but he bet on himself, and he didn't let the culture hold him back from doing something that he wanted to do. And it's not purposely going out and being disrespectful, right? It's not saying I'm doing this because I hate my culture or because I hate my parents or whatever. Your work should never be out of hate or anger.
Mm-hmm.
Your work is doing something that you feel is important and the right thing to do. And hopefully it doesn't hurt others. Hopefully you're helping people, but not hurting people in the process too, as much as possible. So yeah. Akiamarita,
Wow.
it's a great story.
Great story. And I'll just add this last little thing, because you're telling that story just reminded me. One thing that is a step ahead for Israel and for Israelis is, whereas Japan was not a startup nation, Israel is. There's actually an entire New York Times best-selling book called Startup Nation, and it's the story of Israel's economic miracle. And it talks all about how Israel, this is just from the back of the book, how Israel with only 7.1 million people, no natural resources, enemies on every border, and in a constant state of war, produced more startup companies than Japan, India, Korea, Canada, and the UK, drawing on examples from the country's foremost inventors and investors. So that might be an inspirational book for Sophie, because you are living in a country that embraces the startup and embraces entrepreneurs and is clearly a place that you can be successful. So that might be it's called Startup Nation by Dan Senor and Saul Singer.
Cool. Well, this is a long game. This is a long game. We just can't finish it. We've gotten close a couple times, but it's good. It lets us answer some more questions.
Okay. Next question comes from Irvantes. Irvantes says, my business partner and I have managed to create a mobile game app for a celebrity. And they have the opportunity to be bought, and they wanted to know, what are our options for selling this game? How much do we ask for? Is it realistic to keep some of the rights and still get something up front? If we sell it outright, how much do we ask for? It's kind of a lot of questions. I can take them one at a time again. So they have an app. It's an app that's specifically for celebrity. Like, for example, you know how they have those Kim Kardashian apps that are just made around a particular celebrity. They have the opportunity to be bought and want to know, what are the options for selling this game? How do we ask for... Okay, let's just start with that. So what are the options for selling this game? Now, this area of selling and pricing and all of those things, I don't want to defer to you, Evan, without providing some value. All I know is that I don't have a lot of experience in this particular world, but what I will say is there's some great material on the channel specifically for, working with investors and working with all of the things that are around being bought as a company. And so I would say definitely look on Evan's channel for anything around apps, and there's plenty of videos on apps and plenty of videos on this information. So I guess I just point you there.
We won! Hey!
Hey!
Good
Nice.
times. I was confused whether he already had a buyer lined up or he was looking to sell. That was the only question I had there.
Yeah, he has someone already who's willing to buy.
Got it. So you can look at what apps have sold for in the past. It's a tricky kind of market. Typically when you're looking at investing, acquisitions, it's somewhere around 1 times revenue, unless it's a strategic buy. So I don't know how much you're making from it or what your growth curves looks like. They may offer more. And it's also thinking, do you want to sell? Like, every deal is its own deal. Everything can potentially work. How much is it important to you? Like, is it important for you to have a piece of the ongoing pie? Do you want to still be involved in the company? Then if you're not involved and you own a percentage, do you want to, trust these guys that they're going to pay you all the time and do the right thing by the business, right? Don't get greedy. Greedy, what's the expression? There's an expression in the venture capital world about pigs going to slaughter. I forget what it is. It's like other animals are okay, but pigs go to slaughter because you get greedy. Do what you think is a fair deal. And you can throw out options on the table and see what they want to do. You can see what offer they've already given you. There's no one set price. Like, some guy may pay you 10 times revenue because he just needs to have what you have. Or you may think that your future growth is so great that what you're doing now, like, I don't want to sell my company to Facebook yet. Facebook wanted to buy, they bought Instagram, but they wanted to buy Snapchat. I was like, okay, well, no, we don't want to sell. We're on our growth curve. We don't want to sell right now. So do you have that kind of confidence in your business to keep it going? Is something you still want to do? When I sold my first business, I didn't want to sell it. My partners wanted to sell it as part of their goal to move to California too. And so, I'm not going to hold back their life goal to do that. There's no set rule. The most important thing for you to figure out is all of those options that you're thinking about, how do you balance them yourself? How important is the ongoing piece versus the upfront cash versus your having a role or not in the business? Do you have other ideas that you want to jump to, and this is a great way for you to get out and test those new ideas? Do you love your business so much that you still see massive growth ahead and you want to, like the value that they're offering you isn't enough yet, and if you stick around for another 2 years and keep making new apps, that's going to be your home. You need to balance the priorities and then figure out what your walk-away price is. And if you don't get the deal here, you'll get the next deal. Like, the more you keep building up awareness and attention and credibility in the industry, the more people will just pay more attention to you, and the more opportunities you'll have to work with celebrities and to get bought by somebody. The best thing you can do to get noticed is keep doing great work. And if you understand, like, it's just like anything else. You want to go get a job? Well, how important is the money you're making versus the flexibility you get versus, the boss you're working with versus the work that you're actually going to be doing versus career advancement opportunities? How do you balance that? I don't know. There's a lot of, it's to you personally, there's a lot of different ways to go about doing it. It's figuring out for yourself what's the highest priority for you. I think we kind of answered all those questions in one there.
Yeah, you're right. I think you touched them all. It's really amazing. And the quote you were talking about was, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered.
Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. I think it was something
Oh,
else.
is that not it?
No, it was something about pigs go to slaughter or something else. I forget what it is.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, which is don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Make a fair deal. Make something that makes sense for you and where you're at in your life and where you want to go. Greed kills deals. Anyway, I got the best score in the game. I got the best score on my team somehow. I don't know how that happened, but but we won, and yeah, good game.
Amazing.
So thank you guys so much for joining in. Thank you, Rishi, for the awesome advice. Any parting words?
No, Evan, just a cup of gratitude to you for having me on today. Thanks for everything.
I love it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the questions. We'll see you back tomorrow morning for 9 a.m. gratitude session, 9:10 a.m. Eastern, League of Legends business Q&A. And if you guys are sticking around later on today, a bunch of fun hangouts coming out. Thank you guys. Continue to believe, or whatever your one word is. And I'll see you soon.